Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Stage 1 match in the Highway to the Threemus Zone tournament. I'm Ella Motos. I'm going to be commentating tonight with my co-commentator, Pixel, and our tracker, Pidge01, Restreamer Ground Flyer. Pixel, how's it going tonight?
Things are going well. I am excited to see how this match goes because somebody's going to survive and somebody's going to be joining me in the hook route.
That's right. We have Y2Sky tonight versus Moo Mooney. These players are in the Anima group, and they're both 0-1 right now. So whoever loses this match is going to go to the hook route, and whoever wins still has to win another in order to avoid the hook route.
And I imagine these races are feeling a bit of pressure about that.
Yeah, we do have Klopfer and Aizen Tayama in this group, so it's not going to be an easy task to get 2 more wins for either of these players.
Yeah, I'm curious about the names over on Mooney's side. I wonder if that's a reference to the new D-Machine manipulation.
Your guess is as good as mine on that. I haven't learned it yet.
Fair enough. The short version is instead of resetting and walking around the giant to force certain encounters, you run around Baron to get your encounter table just a certain way, and then you run off into the giant and turn encounters back on.
Definitely necessary. I believe that was a development specifically for this tournament, since we do have no running on in the flag, so we had to come up with a better way to get the D machines if you wanted to do that grind.
That is very correct. Some very talented people in the racing community have figured out how to manipulate D machines and Mac giants and a couple other types of grinds to make sure we can get our levels quickly, even in an era where we can't just command what we want out of the giant.
And as you know, if you've been watching this tournament, we do have random objectives, although our runners don't have to complete them all. Today we have the relatively straightforward drop the magma key in the Agart well, but then we also have 2 boss challenges: conquer the vanilla Mazamoon altar and defeat the Baron Castle basement throne. They're going to need some levels for both of those objectives, so it's not going to be it's not going to be a free seed, I should say.
Oh, for sure. The Masamune altar can be absolutely vicious depending on what you find there. Um, Baron Castle basement is also potentially nasty, but it has low enough HP that sometimes you can cheese your way through to win. And then, of course, there's good old Forge. Something I haven't seen accomplished a whole lot because of the multiple key items required, but maybe with these boss checks, people will be more inclined to do that.
That is true. Now, we do have a twin start. I've seen quite a lot of races in this tournament with kind of what you would consider weaker offensive power starting out, but usually our runners have found really good ways around that.
And I think, oh, here we go. Um, while we're waiting to find out who our second character is, I will remind everyone that we have free characters turned on, and that can really offset a poor starting point. And we have bonus round in Baron Castle, and a free objective.
Okay, so we get Yang to help us out in the early game. We get the knowledge of where D-Mist is, and we get that magma key right off the bat. So I can imagine this is where you don't know whether a player's going to decide to go straight underground and just check what's down there, get some free key items down there, or if they're going to decide to gain levels first so that they don't have to backtrack.
I've been seeing it is missing part of the pod and waterfall pass just for those characters and that loot. Water is very good in these flags for loot and T and
Yeah, we have seen a lot of watery pass looting here. The treasure density is pretty good there, but also it's a lot of seats have started with Tella, who has exits, so makes it more lucrative, I should say. It takes less time to get
yeah,
those checks out of the way.
yeah, for sure. I've never Tella except this flag set.
And we can see the different strategies here. Moo Mooney is a looting baron, which is kind of rarely seen nowadays. And Y2Sky is going straight down, wants to see what's underground.
Yeah, I like this. Going to Agart and doing a shop check, getting the objective clear, the underground. It's nice and efficient, and you're gonna have to do it anyway.
You can jet down there, check Tamara, check Dwarf Castle shops just so you know if they're going to have anything you need. Get that free key item from the Fey March, and who knows, maybe that'll give you an edge.
Yeah, could give you a medical edge or a ninja edge, depending on what it is.
And we see Y2Sky doing exactly that, but Moo Mooney looks to probably not be too far behind.
Yeah. Looks like we are headed straight to the Fame Arch, going to do some looting and some boss checks, some key item checks, I'm guessing.
Some risky checks here from Y2Sky with the empty flag. Some of these treasure chests are empty, which means your treasure density is lower, but the trap chest is still here, so you don't want to fight those warriors right now.
Oh yeah, and I think Y2Sky saved before entering, so if they do find the trap chest, it's a pretty simple restart without losing a ton of time.
Ooh, bonus. We get the pan. This is exactly what our players want to see because now they can get 2 more free checks. This is actually 3 more free checks. This is exactly the most optimal thing that could have happened here.
Yeah, this is super great. I love getting Pan in the Fame Arch. Oh, and we've got hourglasses and silk webs. That's a spicy shop, and I'm sure our runners will be coming back to that later in the game.
We do manage to pick up a lunar rod for both of our racers as well, which is going to help out a little bit on their white magic power.
And we've got the dolls and one of the Baron military groups over in boss spots. Either way, a free fight, depending on if it's the guards or the Kaipo soldiers.
Old Pianga in chat asked if forging Legend Sword is a fixed objective between these seeds. Yeah, that is the one objective that is going to remain the same in this entire tournament. So with the newest version of the randomizer, you can have set objectives and random objectives in the same seed. So we have the Forge is the set objective for all of the tournament seeds, and the other 3 are random.
It looks like Y2Sky is on his way to turn in that pan. Uh, we'll see if Yang decides to hit Yang, or if Palom is or Forum is going to be the one to wake up Yang. But this does enable a single dip into Fabul, which is pretty nice. Meanwhile, Mooney finding a cursed ring.
Hey, that's value.
Yeah, cursed ring, great for agility manipulation, especially with the vanilla agility flag we have turned on here, where if you have Cecil, Cecil is your anchor. So being able to manipulate Cecil's agility, as well as everyone else's, can make Zeromus easier.
Oh, we get a twin harp from the Sylphs. Very nice pickup. No guarantee we'll actually see the music tonight because so far we don't know if one of the key items we need is going to be there, but you know, for the fans, hopefully it happens.
Yeah. Worst case, we can ask one of our restream runners nicely to see if they'll go talk to the harp after they win the game.
That's a newer feature our viewers might not be familiar with. Once you complete the seed, as long as you watch the spoiler log long enough for it to tell you what key item was in Cave Magnus, you can just reload the seed, go to Troya, and talk to Edward's harp to play the harp music.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in Mysidia, we find 2 more magical children. So that's a second Porum and a Rydia. Potentially meaning reflex strats might be viable as we look at later in the game.
You know, I always have to point out that the Elder of Mysidia sent these 5-year-olds into battle. I just don't feel it's responsible.
Oh, it's incredibly irresponsible. I don't know where Palom and Porum's parents are during all of this, but I can't imagine they would be pleased if they knew what their children were up to.
Well, I don't know. Dark Knight Cecil did raid their town at the beginning of the game, so
And then took a very indirect route back to Baron afterwards. Basically flew over the rest of the world. Oh, and we see a third Porum in the Watery Pass.
we got kids wherever you look. Kids as far as the eye can see.
Should we rename this seed Yang the Babysitter?
Oh, and there's that Cecil there on Ordeals, picking up that Dark Knight and then actually leaving. Not even going to go up to the top to try the bosses yet.
I don't blame Mooney for this. With everybody at their base levels and not a lot of gear yet, it's going to be a bit of a slog to get through those bosses.
We did see a cheeky Watery Pass middle section check from Y2Sky. We can see our players are definitely treasure hungry here. They're not feeling like they have the equipment that they want yet.
Yeah, the middle section check has really been growing on me. I think it's definitely faster than trudging through the entire Watery Pass, especially if you don't have an access to exit this early in the game. Looks like Sky is going to go raise the hovercraft and find out what our next free character is.
Ooh, Eddie. We do have the spoon flag on during this flag set, but Eddie is not who you want to see at the beginning of the game for sure.
I mean, Eddie's great with the spoon, but we have adamant armor turned off, so the best thing you could put on him is a power shirt. Which, depending on your setup, can still be quite effective.
Yeah, and the free character flag here, a lot of our previous tournaments have not had free characters on, so this is kind of a bigger change to the format and allows a lot of versatility from our players because they can kind of min-max their party a little bit more to their own liking. Unless, of course, you find 3 duplicates, so...
Yeah, and likewise, the character flags in this tournament have the buy flag on, where once you dismiss someone, they're gone for good. You cannot go back to the Tower of Wishes in Mysidia to reclaim them. Oh, and we have a Rosa being guarded by the Dark Imps.
Oh,
Immediately says
goodbye
goodbye
to a
to...
twin. Look at these crisp character palettes, though. That Cecil and Rosa just go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Grimoire summons Ramu.
I think that's a good tactic. A lot of people might be tempted to hold on to that Grimoire, but, time save is time save. And if, you can save time with it here, maybe you don't know that you can save time with it later, so you may as well use it now.
Yeah, Grimoires are an item where I haven't really figured out the optimal strategy for them, but I think that was a good use.
Meanwhile, Y2Sky is showing us the Antlion Cave. Very treasure-dense dungeon. We don't see a lot of players skip it. It's kind of a meme to skip Antlion, but we'll get a pretty easy key item check here, especially with a full party now, and should be able to get hopefully some progression here.
Yeah, the Antlion spot is not too scary, so I think they'll be pretty okay, especially considering they just found a Moonveil.
That's as good as gold right there.
Oh yeah, Moonveils are totally OP. And if you don't know why, chat, the reason is not only does it give you the Reflect status, but it also gives you an ability called Barrier that makes all physical attacks against you miss. So at that point, you're basically only going to be hit by non-magical attacks that are not the fight command.
Mooney is not too far behind here, though, so we'll see who gets there first, but Y2Sky is doing a little bit of inventory, getting some of this equipment on so that after this dungeon, he can do a little bit of an inventory clear out safely. Oh, and while Y2Sky's fighting the inventory boss, we do get to see a Moon Sparkle from Moo Mooney.
And we have a Nope Rope.
Things are really working out for our players in this seed. First, they get a free pan right where they need it. Now they get the Nope Rope at one of the easiest boss positions in the game. 2 easy ground flyer.
Yeah, chat asking what bosses can bypass Moon Veils. This is one, Leviathan is one. Let's see, who else can bypass Moon Veils? Yes, Kainatsu's Wave. Thank you, Marth.
You can actually see, despite the full party filled out, the offensive power is still pretty limited for this party so far. We need either some levels or some killer equipment to be able to safely sweep a few more bosses.
Yeah, all of these characters are so slow starters as far as damage is concerned. Yang does not benefit a whole lot from equipment. His primary driver of damage output is levels and strength stats. One thing Y2Sky could do that Mooney cannot is use Twin Magic to throw some numbers out there. You need any 2 Mysidian children to use Twin Magic, not specifically a brother and a sister. And speaking of, there's a nice Comet spell. That's going to do a few hundred damage.
Yeah, it's interesting. Moo Mooney entered this fight first, but it seems like Y2Sky will actually probably be able to get out of it faster.
Yeah, I think you might be right, because Mooney definitely came in with some injured characters and kind of got wrecked by that first double wave.
There we go. So they come out basically the same time. We do get a hook. That's not the route to the underground that they want here, especially since the magma key is an objective. But they'll take it. Progression is progression.
Yeah, it's a key item towards that 10 check. It's another character check, it's another shop check. Eventually it's a rat tail and a pink tail check. So, not the worst thing.
Chat, what are your predictions on where the magma key will be hiding then, if the hook is here in Antline?
Magma Key was our starting key item, actually. The Mist Dragon gave it to us.
That's so right.
And Chad is having some fun at our expense now, I see.
Y2Sky showing off the Hobbs flag. Gonna get a free summon for Kidia here. Looks like learning the Mist Dragon summon. It's a kind of useful summon. Not probably right now, but maybe later.
Looks like Mooney is headed to go investigate Eblin Cave while Y2Sky is getting ready to defend Fabul.
Yeah, this is a really good fork in the play because if this were me, I definitely would have found it hard to pass up finding 3 key items, basically in Fabul. But Mooney may be playing the long game here, just hoping to get character power in order to do that check faster. Well, a few sirens are nice to find, that's for sure.
Yeah, we've definitely found some nice shops so far. And welcome, Pre-Enterprise Raiders. Hope you had a good time watching your other race, and please do not give any spoilers, because I'm sure there are people in this channel who might want to go watch it later.
Yeah, for everyone coming over from the previous race who just joined us, we had a magma key start. We've already found the hook. We got underground, got a free pan, and now we found Bacchus Wines and Sirens in the shop in Cave Fabul already. So we are looking like it's very kind to our runners so far this seed.
Yeah, and we see that Yang is invading Fabul. Well, Mooney saw that Bahamut was one of our bosses at the Upper Babel, and he was currently beating up a Yang. So we have more punch magic if our runners want that.
Twin Magic doing some work for Y2Sky as Yang, or I should say Karate, who is not the same person as Yang, is attacking Fabul. And Mooney, after that Ablin check, also going to retrace to Fabul as well to get those 3 key item checks out of the way. Can't say this is definitely solid play from both players. A good decision.
And Y2Sky has defeated the rampaging Karate Man, and we'll soon find out what the reward for this is. And that's a tower key.
Pretty nice grab, especially with underground access already available. Just need a few levels before, because you don't want to have to. They could take the cannon spot, but not the top spot, and we don't want to double dip, unless they're kind of trying some, little tricky routing.
Yeah, they could do half tower. Some people in the community like to do that. I think there's enough checks available to us right now that we can afford to wait. And we get a pass from Sheila 1, and Sheila 2 is a Zeus Gauntlet, so that's going to be nice. I bet that's going to go straight on one of those Yangs, increases physical damage significantly.
Yeah, and although it's not a key item, neither of our players would definitely going to be saying no to a pass, especially if they decide not to do the Masamune altar. They could very well be in a position where they don't go to the moon at all.
With between Forge and Barren Basement, this is a seed that could be won without ever raising the Lunar Whale. And Y2Sky about to meet their own Dark Knight.
And this is where you really see how a player is thinking, because Dark Knight Cecil is not that great, but could eventually be Paladin Cecil. However, then you have to worry about vanilla anchoring. But if you decide you want him later, you can't get him because we have buy on. So we can see a reset there. Sky, not really.
I'm curious what Sky is doing here. Maybe he's just grabbing the wizard shirt and running out. Yep, looks like it's that.
And so that does explain it. Because of the way the flag settings are with vanilla agility and buy, he didn't want to have to make the decision yet on whether he was going to throw that Dark Knight Cecil away. He wants to maybe loot a bit more, do more checks, and see if he gets one of those top tier swords like the defense sword, the Excalibur, the light sword, or the crystal sword.
Yeah, exactly. Having a powerful sword or one of the holy swords definitely makes Cecil worth investing in, and trying to level him carefully to make sure he hits one of the best agility spots for Zeromus. And Mooney is through the young battle and getting his key item.
Y2Sky is doing the Cave Eblin check now, so both of these players are basically doing the same strategy, just in a little bit of a different order.
So where do you think our runners are going to go next? The checks we have access to right now are music, obviously, a fan favorite. We've got Baron Inn, we have the Tower underground, we've got Dwarf Castle. The world is pretty open to them right now.
At this point, if it's me, I'm considering the underground checks to be still pretty dangerous, so I would definitely see what's in Baron Inn. And then if I don't find anything interesting there, then I might try ordeals. But just like our runners, I would feel a little bit pressured if I have to make the decision on whether to take Cecil now or not. I might try to exhaust my other above ground checks beforehand.
Hmm. Mooney, of course, has already made the decision to take Cecil, so he's probably incentivized to go get his paladin.
Someone in chat pointed out earlier the numbers we were wondering about before the match for Moo Mooney are actually the ages of the characters.
You know, that's not what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but the ages of the characters are not something that usually comes up very often.
Oof, and Y2Sky says goodbye to Edward and decides to take another Yang.
Can't blame him. Young has a lot better growth potential than Edward, and you have no guarantee that you're going to find the spoon and a power shirt and a strength ring and all the things you need to make Edward really good.
Meanwhile, Moo Mooney is going to try ordeals, and we find Valvalis at the first spot. Not the worst place to find Val, but probably will take a save after this just to make sure there's no way he'll have to waste the time, because it's going to be a longer fight than you're used to at this spot.
Oh, for sure. Without Kane to dispel the whirlwind, our physical attacks are going to be dealing less damage due to the reduced accuracy. We're going to have Val just taking so many turns. The mages aren't going to be able to do a whole lot. Really, Rosa with aim is the best hope of dealing damage, but you need her to heal. And it looks like Mooney's snoping out.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I really don't like to fight Valvalis unless I have some more tools.
The armor shop in Cave Eblin looks like there was a sorcerer's robe there. That's some great endgame equipment for your mages, so I'm sure that Y2Sky will come back for some of those as he's getting ready to take on Threemus.
Yeah, and we see some major selling going on for Y2Sky. So yeah, gonna buy some stuff and perhaps even stock up on some Silencer Bacchus.
Oh, cat claws are for sale. That's pretty good for those Youngs. Boost their strength, let them put enemies to sleep. It's his best weapon for a reason. Mooney doing the half tower finds Leviathan.
Well, that gets both of our watery serpents out of the way.
Yeah, Y2Sky selling more stuff, buying a 15 Sirens, probably gonna go try to grind on some eggs. I think some of his casters have the stop spell, so it'd be pretty safe.
Yeah, I mean, we have Sirens, we have Underground Access, we have a party that has both white mages and physical damage dealers. It's very tempting to just get the levels now and then just crush through the rest of the seed. We do have a Baron in check. We have another Yang. So 3 Yangs in the seed so far. Antlion's going to go down very quickly here.
looks like Y2Sky knows to use the power command. It's not fight, so it bypasses the counterattack script. And we just blow away the antlion. Next up is Mylon and Friends.
Not too threatening at this position, so should be able to clear this out without too much issue.
Yeah, it might just be a bit time-consuming because of how many turns these ghouls are going to get.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of bolt casts from Mylon, because the damage potential for this party still isn't quite there, so it's going to take quite a few turns.
And it looks like we're about to see our key item for the tower key.
Yeah, just like we were saying, Moo Mooney with the half tower there.
Oh, and we've got a darkness crystal, everyone.
Well, now that is interesting, isn't it? Half tower giving a wealth of more checks.
So Mooney is one key item away from go mode. Just needs to get his hands on a Baron key, and he can do objectives 3 and 4, technically.
We do have an awful lot of places that Baron key can still be hiding left. And Moo Mooney's coming back to retrace into the Baron Inn as well, so Y2Sky will not be ahead in any sort of knowledge. We get the, oh, my body! And Mylon goes down for Y2Sky.
Yeah, the interesting question will be, do we take the third Yang, or do we keep our mages?
You know, at this point, if I have underground access, I have a white mage. Yang doesn't need any equipment. You really can just overgrind a little bit and go for it. Go to town with some Bacchuses.
Yeah, but it looks like Sky is wanting to keep those mages. Probably likes the investment into the Sorcerer's Robes. And I bet we're about to go see a check on that rat tail we just got.
Oh my goodness, and Starveil's in Baron. Wow. This it's a very lucrative seed as far as the shops go.
And were those Ether 2s I saw?
I believe so.
So we've got everything we need for a D-Machine grind as well, if we find a Tella. Sky setting up the back row glitch on all of his mages. Not too sure how often that's going to come into play, considering usually you've got better things to do than make melee attacks with your casters.
And just as you predicted, looks like Y2Sky is going to go check that rat tail. Oh dear, an unfortunate Luca key. For those who don't know, we do have the Dwarf Castle glitch on. So in no way, shape, or form would that Luca key have ever been needed, since we will have access to warp for our players.
Yeah, Iridia learns Warp pretty early, and both players have Iridia that's moderately leveled at this point. Looks like Y2 is going to check out Dwarf Castle. Um, Curious if they're going to try and fight the bosses or if this is just a shop check.
It would be really spicy to fight the bosses here. That would be a very confident move on Y2Sky's part, but now I
Oh,
kind of want to see it.
completely agree. That would be a very spicy play. Yeah, looks like it's just checking the weapon and armor shops and getting out.
Moo Mooney
Uh,
is finally done with Mylon there, so and looks like Y2Sky is gonna go crack some eggs. This is honestly an excellent time for either player to do a grind because Yang doesn't need equipment. We can get enough power to basically get through all of the remaining above ground and underground checks, if not the moon checks.
yeah, popping a coffin on that first egg gets his Radia up to the point where she can cast Stop and make the rest of these eggs pretty straightforward. White mages get Berserk, and I suspect we're going to see Yang punching a bunch of eggs soon.
Now the question will be, if we have any needed key items on the moon, how long is it going to take Y2Sky to check that cannon room?
I would not be surprised if Y2Sky did Dwarf, did the glitch for the 2 key items there, and then went up the tower. It's the progression in the vanilla game, and I feel like if you've got the levels to successfully do Dwarf, you can probably go do tower right afterwards.
And that's solid thinking.
The real question is, what is that moon sparkle that we see?
Yeah, if that's a wyvern, this is going to be real rude, really fast. But if it's plague, then it's a completely different story.
Yep, and Mooney is raising the whale while we see our moon boss dance around.
Ooh,
You just had to say it, didn't you?
my bad, Y2Sky.
Looks like Y2Sky is not deterred, setting up some agility manipulation with his Iridia, and probably going to go right back in and try it again.
Well, we do know star veils are available, so this is not an unbeatable barrier. The only problem is the battle afterwards. So if you only get one star veil off in this wyvern fight, yeah, you'll pass it, but you'll have only one character alive for the second boss fight. It's a little tricky position for wyvern for sure. Mooney raised the whale but did not go to the moon. Looks to instead be going to Cave Magnus, everyone's favorite music jukebox playing zone.
Get your harps out, people. And let's hear your guesses on what kind of sick beats we're going to get. And Y2Sky gets 2 star veils off to survive the wyvern with both white mages standing. This could be recoverable.
Yeah, and if it's something nice, then it would definitely be a gamble that pays off. Ooh, Golbez. Wyvern and Golbez in Dwarf Castle. What is going on?
But you know, Y2Sky only has 2 living characters right now, which means you know who's going to be alive, and you can preemptively star veil and be guaranteed to be able to start reflecting spells.
Yeah, out of all the bosses that could be here, this is the one that's pretty nice. Going to give time to recover, and it doesn't have that high of HP either, so
Yeah, but unfortunately, it looks like Y2Sky might be out of Star Bales.
Oh, that's really tragic.
Yeah, we're probably going to see a bunch of life potions being thrown around to try and get party members up faster than Golbez can knock them back down. But at least the Shadow won't be very hungry.
See, I believe that was a crystal ring pickup for Mooney. That's very nice.
That is nice. It's one of the strongest defensive items. It gives +3 agility, so again, one of the ways you can make sure your party goes when you want them to go. And looks like we're just going to go ahead and fight Golbez with 2 party members. And we'll have to check on that after music. Let's go ahead and see what Eddie's going to play for us. And Mooney confirming that it is in fact the town theme from FF6, the People's Champion.
Y2Sky did manage to get through that fight, so we're going to see 2 key items here. We see only a package. Now we're going to see... Okay, I was afraid that Y2Sky was about to walk out, but...
I was a little afraid of that too, so... but it looks like he remembered and is getting his ready to warp us back into the sealed cave.
Oh, just some Artemis arrows. Not a bad pickup by any means, but Y2Sky is very close to 10 key items, and I would have really liked to see another one.
Agreed. More Star Bales available in the shop in Dwarf Castle. And we've got an Avenger Sword. Not great with this party, but if you've got a Kane or a Cecil, it's always a nice thing to see.
Kane is available at Dwarf Castle. Y2Sky chose to ditch him, but maybe Mooney will not.
Yeah, I can totally see Mooney keeping Kane because Avenger.
Just an example of the order that you do things. Even if you do the same things as your opponent, the order that you do them may change your decision making by quite a bit. Now it looks like Mooney is gonna do some selling here. I'm guessing about to stock up on Sirens to do a little bit of grinding himself.
And was that a white spear I saw in his inventory?
Oh, it is indeed. Wow. Okay.
So,
So as long as it doesn't sell that, that cane is definitely probably going to get picked up if he goes to Dwarf Castle.
yeah, Mooney's in a very good position to have our favorite Dragoon jumping around and dealing a lot of damage. And Y2Sky gets an Avenger out of a trap chest, so both of our runners have access to free Berserk status.
Yeah, this is looking like a very good physical Zeroma's party shaping up. But unfortunately, Y2Sky won't have access to that cane because he is now gone forever.
Yeah, probably off on the beach and enjoying himself. Need me to save the world? Nah, I'm on holiday.
Oh, he's got to get a bit of light betrayal in, even on vacation.
It's true. And we've got a moon boss at top of tower. This will be kind of spicy.
Now, the good thing is that Y2Sky does have access to grinding, so if this boss ends up to be too tough, basically can just go grind some eggs, come back up, and be pretty much even with Mumuni as far as the tower goes.
Yeah, Pale Dim's not awful here. The Youngs will be able to avoid triggering the counterattacks. I don't think Pale Dim has a nasty counterattack on Rydia's summons, which is good because he does bad things with regular elemental magic.
Well, she takes a nap anyways, so...
Oh, and in Tamra we find a self-summon.
That's very nice.
Alright, get your guesses in for Job Dwarf, everyone.
Oh no! The disrespect! The armor shop dwarf punishing Mumuni for not checking the temp job.
Looks like Pale Dim is throwing out some slow spells. Are either of those Youngs berserked?
You know, I didn't see.
Yeah, I think the Youngs are berserked. The interesting question will be, is the extra attack power and auto attacks worth having your party slowed down? Not only because they'll just be slower, but also because of the animations associated with the counterattacks.
Yeah, this is one of the Final Fantasy games where I'm most frustrated when enemies have a spammable attack. It just takes so long. We do notice Mumuni doing quite a bit of shopping. That has been an underlying theme of this tournament thus far. Players are finding a lot of good stuff in shops. They're finding it to be a good alternative to doing a lot of treasure checks. The T Wild flag is great because you can find some awesome stuff, but also you can find a lot of duds, so...
Yeah, exactly. It's a 60% likely that any given chest will have something in it in these flags. So you really have to be able to rely on those shops to make up for what you're missing in your looting.
We have Moo Mooney going back to Feymarch. I can't imagine except to do anything but challenge these two bosses, and it's really weird choice, not having done ordeals yet with a Dark Knight Cecil chilling in the party, but maybe just wants to get this check out of the way while he's underground.
Yeah, the Leviathan spot should be pretty straightforward with hourglasses, and the Calcabrina at Asura could be more challenging just because of the speed and the physical attack there.
Yeah, those hourglasses are only going to work on the rear dolls, so still going to have to deal with the front three more traditionally.
Yes, but at least those front three dolls have lower hit points than the rest. So if you had Quake, that would be pretty good. Titan is a good approximation of Quake, but does take longer to cast. And, we have two guards. That hourglass is going to come out as quickly as possible and make this fight free.
Gets it a little lucky. Rosa does not get sniped by those first two attacks, so now can just resurrect everyone up and get rid of these guys at his leisure.
Yeah, and this is a prime spot for life glitching and just getting some of that grind taken care of automatically.
Yeah, if only we had some coffins, it could be fast as well.
Looks like Rose is probably equipped with charm arrows or something, because she did a lot of damage there.
That must be the case. Just get a berserk on Rosa. You don't see that every day.
Chat pointing out that it's mute arrows, which deal 4 times damage to mage-type enemies, which the Baron Guards count as.
Also, if you're berserk, you don't run out of arrows.
Meanwhile, Y2Sky is continuing to face down Pale Dim and slowly but surely making progress.
Yeah, this is a situation where, yes, Y2Sky is definitely going to win this fight, but at what cost?
We see Rosa just tearing through these Baron Guards. No life glitch, though. I wonder if Mooney is not sure about turning the... Okay, I just got thrown off by the piggy. Not sure if Mooney was just not worried about the experience, or wasn't sure if he could life glitch things in boss spots.
Ooh, nice legend sword. That's half of our first objective, and that means if we find the adamant, this could be that much faster of a seed.
Oh yeah, we are 2 possibilities of 1 key item away from go mode now. And Pale Dim goes down to Titan. And there's that Baron key, so we are in no mode.
Oh, wow. That means if Moo Mooney had done the full tower instead of the half tower, that would have put squarely Mooney in the lead for sure.
Yeah, and I bet Y2Sky is gonna deal with that Leviathan and go ahead and get into go mode. With Sirens available and Hourglasses available, we could very easily do Gold Dragon grinds on the moon.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, after Y2Sky is done with Tower, there's really absolutely no reason to not grind up to Zeromus levels, go straight to the Masamune altar, and get that knocked out. Y2Sky also going to get a 10th key item here once the tower is done. So we'll have half of the length of grinding time.
Yeah, things just got very interesting with that Pale Dim fight.
Yeah, I was poo-pooing that fight a little bit for the amount of time it took, but it looks like it's going to pay off big time.
Mooney is taking on the dolls. Let's make sure that Hourglass goes off, and then this will be pretty straightforward.
Luckily, even though this spot has very beefy stats, Calbrana themselves, as far as the small dolls, have a pretty weak attack power. It's only when they're combined that they get like the real sick hits.
Today I learned. And Yang is engaging in some Drunken Fist style combat.
Hey, you know, we call it Bacchus wine, but it just says Bacchus. How do you know it's not like a sparkling Bacchus beverage?
Bacchus brand energy drink. And with that Darkness Crystal, Y2Sky has 10 key items, has Go Mode, is in a pretty good position. Let's see what they do next.
Meanwhile, Mooney is handling these dolls quite well. Is just now got rid of the first front doll, so the rest of this fight is now completely free. The back three dolls do not have the boss pit. They are stopped and will not be coming back.
Chat has a bunch of lovely suggestions for what this Bacchus could actually be. I'm a fan of the grape Bacchus Kool-Aid.
When only the best ATB Q clogging will do. Bacchus.
And the dolls give up a Charm Rod. That's not a key item, but it is good for Radia, boosting her black magic power.
Y2Sky going straight back to Evelyn, getting some sirens. It looks like we are definitely about to see a grind and then going straight to the objectives.
And that was a Dragon Whip purchase there. Y2Sky might be looking at turning Radia into a melee attacker.
Oh my goodness, I would love to see Rydia berserked in the Zeromus fights.
And didn't we see Heroine Robe available for sale somewhere?
We did indeed. So maybe also maybe gonna focus on the dragon fight, double dragon fight on the moon rather than eggs underground, but is going back underground, so okay, well it'll be a normal egg grind now.
No, I think those eggs still count as dragons, so that Dragon Whip could just be an investment in dealing with dragon eggs quickly.
Well, we haven't found Coffin yet, and we don't have the levels on our Black Mage to get any of the quick kill spells like Break or Doom, so... At this point, if I'm Y2Sky, I'm feeling extremely good. I'm basically in go mode before even an hour, and I might be tempted to over-level a little bit here just to make sure there's no more road bumps. Mm-hmm. Speed bumps?
Yeah, speed bumps, I think. And Mooney looks like gets Wyvern on the first try with the power couple getting their Star Veils off. And Porum with Artemis Arrows, giving Rydia some support and dealing with that yellow dragon before it becomes a threat, and just starts powering out levels. And now that cane. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, unbelievable! There's grinding available. You have the White Spear and Avenger Sword. Oh, he's
there's a reset.
realized.
Please take the cane, please.
Well, Wyvern round 2. Let's go.
You know, it could just be a simple case of I forgot I had the White Spear. That happened to me in an earlier race, and could be what happened to Mooney here.
Well, why we are watching these repeats and Y2Sky is grinding, I do want to give a shout out again to our compatriots behind the scenes. Bringing the entire stream to you today is Ground Flyer on the restream, and doing the tracking is Pidge01. And I gotta say, if you haven't been tuned into this tournament quite a bit, you really should visit the Discord if you've never been there, and also visit the tournament page. There are a lot of players, over 100 players in this tournament, and it's 3 phases. So everything you want to know, how the tournament works, what the records mean for everybody, what we mean when we say they're going to the magma route or the hook route, it's all there.
And it looks like Mooney is going to attempt 3 against Wyvern now. Picking up his party so that when we fight Golbez, we can avoid some of that nasty paralysis due to the way status ailments work in this game, being a priority system.
Yeah, because unlike Y2Sky fighting this Golbez, Mooney is going to have 3 characters alive, because whoever he drops to get Kane, Kane will be living, and assumedly that person will be dead.
Yeah, and Cecil guards instead of popping a Starbale, so I suspect that Cecil is going to get the axe.
That's actually really funny, since Dark Knight Cecil can't equip axes.
Our suspicion ground is that Mooney reset for Kane, but we will confirm in a moment. And yeah, Rydia is gone, replaced with a Dragoon. And unfortunately, as Chad is pointing out, we just lost our access to the warp glitch in this party. But if memory serves, that was not a very exciting reward from the sealed cave, so we're not missing out on a ton.
Yeah, Mooney doesn't know that, but Mooney also has a ton of other spots to check, and if it comes down to needing sealed cave, he does still have access to it. It'll just take longer.
Yeah, chat pointing out it was the Artemis arrows. That is helpful for this grind when you combine it with the Dragon Whip on the Rydia, which is no longer super relevant. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what White Spear Avenger Kane will put out for damage.
Now, the only question in my mind for this race now is, how soon or late is Mooney going to do Tower? Because Mooney could be right there with Y2Sky if he goes to Tower next.
Yeah, that is the question, isn't it? I think doing the run all the way up Tower and back again for 1 check is not super appetizing, so we'll have to see what happens here.
Well, Mooney has decided to keep Cecil, so we've got to assume at some point he intends to actually do ordeals to make that Cecil useful, and that will come before any grinding, because there's no reason to grind your Dark Knight Cecil, so...
Alternatively, what could happen is grind everybody up, and then promote Cecil to Paladin and have a level 1 Cecil as the agility anchor.
Ooh... That's actually a really good play, because we do not have any of the top-tier Holy Swords. So perhaps Avenger glitching Kane is the more compelling option right now?
Yeah, exactly. I could totally see Avenger Kane as the primary damage dealer, with Cursed Ring Cecil holding up the back row somewhere so that the rest of the party can do things quickly. Looks like Y2Sky is taking a break from the grind. Probably going to go check out Baron Castle. Or maybe going to go do some shopping in the Feymarch, who knows? Uh, Hourglasses are always nice to have, after all.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's for shopping. Meanwhile, Mooney not going to tower, instead gonna spend the night in the whale, and I'm guessing go to the boon.
Yeah, and Y2Sky buys some supplies and exits right out, so just getting some shopping done.
Don't you hate it when you have to get in your spaceship just so you can have a free bed?
Yeah, sometimes it's real annoying on these seeds when you just don't find your cabins anywhere.
Mooney actually has a Dragoon armor that I don't think he's realized he can put on that cane.
Yeah, I think he saw it on the inventory screen, but didn't put it on for whatever reason.
Oh, and Mooney, I didn't even think Mooney now has cane, so can jump Vavalis.
Yeah, and Jump is gonna deal some damage, but more importantly, stop that spin so that she'll slow down and can be hurt by magic more effectively.
Meanwhile, as expected, Y2Sky grabbing the whale will be heading up to the moon himself to get rid of this Masamune altar. So, hoping, I, for one, am hoping for a somewhat nasty boss there.
Yeah, but do you go up to the moon, or do you do Baron Basement first? You have the pass, so you could come back, but depending on how you want to route this, you could avoid the cutscene of flying back to Earth from the moon. Yeah, Baigan is bonus round. But yeah, we're in go mode. We have 10 key items. I feel like the right play is to do Baron first, but Y2Sky is heading up to the moon.
Well, Y2Sky does have the pass, so maybe is just going to prefer to hedge about the Z fight and be on Earth rather than on the moon.
Oh, totally. It is definitely faster to walk in from Troya than it is to go from the lunar subterranean save point. Valvalis goes down to some hefty punches from Yang over on Mooney's side. And we get Dark Knight on the moon.
Still no holy swords in sight. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it seems like you can never get both things at once. The game is taunting us.
Yeah, Mooney could have two Cecils. That'd be great if we had a holy sword to stick on one of them. A lot of damage going onto Mom Bomb, and she is getting ready to explode.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Y2Sky, this is the moon boss that is the deepest into the lunar subterranean, so you gotta walk through this surprisingly gargantuan dungeon.
Yeah, it's a hike, and if we had random encounters turned on, it would just take forever.
Yeah, if you want a good challenge sometime, turn the pass off and then have random encounters forced on. So you have to walk. The final 2 floors of the lunar subterranean have absolutely nightmarish enemies, some of which are, I think, more challenging than Zeromus. We've all played Zeromus a million times, but how many times have you fought Mind?
Yeah, I think those can show up still if we end up having the gauntlet at the Masamune spot.
Oh wow, I didn't even think of that possibility. That would be fantastic.
It would be fantastically rude. But Rydia has Nuke. And we're about to find out what our key item for Mount Ordeals is. It's the Adamant. We've got another runner in Go mode. And we have a guaranteed Excalibur for that Cecil.
Oh my goodness. So if either of our runners had just checked this earlier, this race someone would be in Zeromus right now.
And we've got a free fight on top of Mount Ordeals.
Well, this changes the game. See, I was considering Y2Sky to be firmly in the lead, but now Mooney still has to grind, but Mooney also has a stacked party offensively for the Z fight.
And we see Asura over at the Ogopogo spot. Not too bad. The spot has some beefy physical attacks, so the counter punches from Yang's physical attacks are gonna be on the unpleasant side. But you could just start blinking your entire party and this fight becomes effectively free.
Yeah, I definitely don't like to see Asura on the moon myself, just because the counterattacks are so annoying. So now the question is really going to become how long is this Asura fight going to take Sky, and how quickly can each player do Baron?
Well, Mooney doesn't have to do Baron. Mooney could just forge and then go up and fight Asura.
That's true. I kind of make the assumption that, well, wait a minute, Mooney doesn't have the Baron key. I kind of forgot that.
Yeah, Mooney has not done top of tower yet.
Mooney is probably not going to do top of tower now.
No, we've got both of our runners in go mode. They're probably going to focus on exactly what they need to do in order to beat the game at this point.
So I guess then the question becomes, can Y2Sky get done with this Asura fight and complete Baron in the time it takes Mooney to grind and do the Asura fight?
That's a good question. I think Y2Sky has a slight lead at this point, just because of how long it takes to get to Asura. Another interesting question is, what level is that Cecil going to be? Level 1 or level 45? And that was a Stardust Rod and a Zeus Gauntlet over in the Kokol shop. And the Dragoon armor is sold. Kane is still rocking that iron armor that he starts the game with.
Mooney's out of fodder here. Cannot manage to get that Zeus gauntlet that he wanted.
Start selling healing potions just to make ends meet. Meanwhile, Y2Sky is Threemus, gets an Artemis bow for his trouble. Could make a pretty strong archer out of one of those roses if he really wanted to.
Yeah, this is definitely either of our runners' race to lose right now. This is going to come down to how quick either of them are at Zeromus, based on their party composition, their equipment, and their strategy, and if one of them wipes or not. Because a wipe on Zeromus here could be catastrophic for either one of our runners. It will definitely cause a lead change.
Oh, completely agree. Looks like Y2Sky is going to head over to Baron now.
And that's right, and we do know the first boss in Baron is the Threemus.
So, well, we're kind of working our way through the waterway. What do you think of the tournament so far?
Oh, I mean, all of the events that the community has run have been amazing. This tournament has been really awesome. Just the sheer amount of both races, close finishes, and the amount of community involvement. We've been restreaming 3 or 4 races a day, and besides the races we've been restreaming, there has been a lot of chatter among the community about the races that we're not showing. People are watching even the non-restreamed races. They're talking about it in voice chat. It's like some of the most excitement I've seen in the Free Enterprise community since I joined right after Highway to the Zima Zone 1.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's great to see the community coming together on this. Love the effort the Restream team is putting into making sure we can do all this commentary. I mean, I got swept up in the hype, decided to join and throw my hat into the comms ring.
Yeah, and that's the thing, what you're seeing here is these two players fighting for who's going to potentially get to go to the easier time in round 2. But there's more than 100 other players in this tournament who are all fighting for the same thing. And it's hard to keep up, but people are really following it.
And we see Avenger Glitch being performed on Cecil over on Mooney's side. Just hoping to make the grind a little faster, I guess. And Y2Sky forsaking the Baron Throne check and just going straight to the basement.
Yeah, that's spicy. Don't need no save point. Y2Sky has been grinding already.
Ooh, elements. This isn't too bad. We've got Fire Claws and our Youngs to deal with Mylon, or we could do some reflect strats with those nukes and just defeat them before they have a chance to phase change. Oh no, Porum deploys white, but yeah, there's a reset. And thankfully Y2Sky did save in the underground waterway, but that's going to cost a couple minutes, and with Mooney right on his heels, that could be big.
Yeah, like any loss of time right now is not great for Y2Sky. That, yes, it's only going to be a repeat of the Threemus fight, but still. Mooney is being very methodical with the levels and checking character stats. Really, the only one we're really concerned about is Cecil, wanting to know the agility.
Yeah,
I do see level 45 on
exactly
Cecil, so...
If we had a Warp Axe, we could get a little bit higher. Axe giving -5 agility. But I would not see some betrayal towards that Cecil and just keep him at 45 for the rest of the game. And Y2Sky is through elements is officially in go mode, not just theoretically in go mode. And a crystal sword for his trouble. Probably not feeling good about rejecting those Cecils now.
Ooh, yes, that's a big ouch. Getting the crystal sword and the crystal to allow the game to end.
And looks like Y2Sky is going to walk out of Baron Castle as opposed to clearing the throne. It's a fairly long cutscene, so I can see it, but might have to go all the way back into the sewers in order to gain access to exit. Yeah, Mooney could have double Cecil, and that could be real spicy.
Yeah, and I think, depending on how fast this Assure fight goes for Mooney and how bold he is in potentially skipping a save and going straight to Zeromus, I don't know. This could come down all to their Z fight times.
And while we're waiting for people to get where they need to go, why don't we talk about some of tomorrow's restreamed races? We've got 4 coming up with a variety of crews.
Yeah, we sure do. We have the early matinee, we could say, at noon Eastern time tomorrow. That's between It's a Starman and Micro Korgs. So look out for that if you're an early riser.
Yeah, then later in the day, we fast forward to 7:30 in the evening Eastern time, and we've got Dusty Griff versus Classy Badger. With the all-star commentary team of Demarin and Leggy Starscream. There's a lot of excitement going on in the Restreamer channel about that right now.
That's exactly right. And then we have the late matches. We have one at 9 p.m. between Oscardwin and Bacon Pie, and then one at 10 p.m. between Zilch and Aegis.
Yeah, so like we said, the commentary team, the Restream team, everybody is working hard to bring as much free enterprise action to the community as we can. And if helping out is something you're interested in, it's really easy to do so. Just hop on the Discord, say you want to help. We can hook you up with a sign-up form, hook you up with some resources to get you started. And we are rapidly running out of time to ask a certain question, aren't we?
You know, I believe so. Would you like to do the honors tonight?
All right. I believe there's a certain butt that's about to get kicked. Any thoughts on who that might be?
Well, I always want it to be one I haven't seen before. That's my only wish.
Yeah, and with 400 plus Z sprites, that is definitely very achievable.
Y2Sky definitely does need to clinch this because I although he is entering the fight first, Mooney's Z fight is definitely going to be faster, meaning if Sky wipes, there's a very definite danger that he will get lapped.
We've got triple Porum strats going on now.
Yeah, Y2Sky saved that Porum earlier, had seen where it was, but didn't take it. I think perhaps for this exact reason, to keep a low-level character anchoring.
Yeah, Mooney quickly checks the ribbon spot, sees CPU, nopes out. Could be looking for a free fight or two just to boost a little bit more experience. Apologies, it was checking the plague spot and found the CPU. Is now seeing Dark Elf at the ribbon spot.
I actually don't know if this time is worth it to Mooney. This would be a good question to ask later. Why? What he's actually looking for here.
We've got Mascomas. I'm not super familiar with where this sprite comes from.
Oh, it's from Mother 3.
That is a game I have not had the pleasure of playing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't really say much more because spoilers.
Yeah, I appreciate
Go get the
keeping me spoiler
translation
free on
patch
that.
version. It's a great game. Oh my goodness. I have to say this joke out loud. Pidge01 sharing a quote from her friend. Too bad they didn't have one more forum. Then it'd be a forum.
Indeed. I'm a bit of a punster, so I approve of this message.
Pidge, you need to tell Sean to come here right now so we can all applaud that pun.
Mooney takes the time to defeat that the Dark Elf. Kind of worried about the time. Gets a Masamune and a Pinktail, though. Neither super relevant right now.
Yeah, gaining EXP would have been more efficient with the regular grind. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but we will find out later, potentially.
Yeah, and we see some nice hybrid strats coming out on Y2Sky's side with reflecting some holies to get around the weak counterattack.
Yeah, we did say that Mooney's offensive power is a little bit greater than Y2Sky's, but using hybrid strats, you can eke out a little bit more damage for sure.
And chat is iterating on our lovely pun from Pidge's friend Sean.
I expect this Ashura fight's going to go pretty well. So, shouldn't be a problem. It does look like as long as Y2Sky doesn't wipe, that Mooney will not be making it to the Z fight in time.
Yeah, I think the only way Y2Sky loses it at this point is if Big Bang takes out the Porums, because then the Berserkers wouldn't have a chance to get them back up.
Yeah, and they are not safe by any means. A high roll Big Bang will deal upwards of somewhere around 2,100 damage, and you know, if you are at least passable at math, you see they only have 1,900 in the 1900s, so a very bad luck roll will take them out.
Oh, and we see Iridia taken out by, or a Porum taken out by Black Hole, and that Reflect wearing off.
Double black holes there too. Sometimes Zeroma just does things like this to you.
Those Yangs are pretty tanky. I think Y2Sky has this in the bag.
Yeah, that third phase, you see the Meteos, you know it's almost time for those GGs, so get them ready, folks.
And, is that the Flash? I think that's the Flash.
Yeah, the flashing screen turned off makes it harder to tell, but yes, that is down. Y2Sky is the winner of this match with 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 51 seconds on the time, meaning Y2Sky still has one more match to try to get into the Magma route, and Mooney will be heading to the Hook route. But and even with
go ahead.
Even with completely different routes and completely different objectives completed, Mooney is still just one battle away from entering the Zeroma's fight. So just goes to show like how crazy these tournament flags are and the kind of situations that can happen.
And we're getting Y2Sky ready for interview, just giving some instructions on what needs to happen on Discord, and we'll be with you shortly with an interview with our winner.
Meanwhile, if you've just been watching these races or don't really know much, get in the Discord, get hopping, start talking about these things. People are really excited, and it's a good energy boost for sure.
And Ashura goes down. Mooney is in go mode. I'm sure we'll see some rocks falling on his screen pretty quickly. And we are joined by Y2Sky. Congratulations on your win, and GG's.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear.
All right, great. So first thing I'll say is that's what we in the basketball world call an ugly win. There were definitely a lot of places I would have liked to have done things differently. Biggest one was Battle Speed 3 against Pale Dim with just 2 Yangs for damage output was not acceptable. I got to get a little bit better than that.
Yeah, that was a bit of a slog, but you definitely got a huge advantage from getting that Baron key out of it.
Yeah. And cringed a little bit when I saw Kane in Dwarf. after selling all that gear. Probably could have held on to it a little bit longer since I was going to go back to the shop anyway. But it ended up fine in the end because I ended up with a hybrid party anyway.
Yeah. We were a little surprised to see you get rid of that Rydia for another Porum, but what you did worked. So congrats on that.
That's just an anchor thing. Just trying to min-max the one agility low level Porum rather than cursing a level Rydia.
Oh, for sure. We have Mooney on the other side, took a Cecil, leveled him up, trying to figure out his agility situation before fighting Threemus now.
But that was the plan all along when I left that Porum in Watery Pass was, okay, yeah, there's my anchor that I can pick up, especially since I think I'd already found the curse ring by then too.
Yeah, I think the curse ring was fairly early, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. The Twitch races are all a blur right now. So yeah, this is awesome. I appreciate the opportunity, guys.
Yeah, we're glad you just agreed to be on Restream with us. We want to feature as much of the community as we can, especially because we've got a lot of new members and we want to make sure everyone's included.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, having a blast, and I'm looking forward to my third round. Got to get a little bit more polished. I think Klopfer's got a few more races on me as far as experience goes, but we'll see what happens. It's Magma group or Hook group either way.
Yeah, this is a very deep game, so there's always room for improvement, no matter how good you are. And yeah, you are still alive. You still have a potential shot at the Magma group, whereas as of this race, Mooney will be in Hook group. Modos, do you want to ask any questions?
I think a lot of my questions were for Mooney, but I guess was it you who did you almost walk out of Dwarf Castle without using warp?
Don't think so. I always get the oh hey, I have something for you first before I warp. So walking that way, I was pretty confident. I may have come close to clicking exit. I'm not sure. Exit over warp.
Gotcha. So that's nice to know that you have like a muscle memory habit for that, so you don't forget it.
Yeah, and that's just because mostly I practiced it that way. I wasn't sure, if warp first did anything to the trigger, so I would just get the regular path first and then do the bug glitch.
Totally fair. Warp first does work the way we want it to, so I think it's mostly a personal preference thing. I don't think it's a tremendous difference in time.
This is not really a question for you, Sky, but just a comment that you really actually your gambles paid off here, because Mooney actually did not do the full tower. He did the half tower only at first, so you came out with knowing what you needed to do a lot earlier than he did.
Yeah, keyless tower is definitely something I try to avoid. If possible. I know, particularly in my match with Eisen for round 1, most of my plan was just get the key items and then go for the grind. I played a long time with a bad habit of trying to grind too early, and I end up losing most of my gap to Eisen Tayama because of those grind choices. So yeah, just trying to go for as much information as possible. That's why Magma, unlocking Magma going underground was my first action. Don't get tunnel vision, gather all your information first was kind of what I'm trying to learn to do.
Yeah, knowledge is power, definitely in this game as well. But yeah, congrats again on your win, and looking forward to seeing you continue to play and continue to grow.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
And now we find ourselves going back to Mooney, who has taken an unfortunate wipe to Zeromus. Looks like the agility was not what he was expecting. Took a couple of big bangs in a row, unable to heal, and is now taking the CPU spot whether for experience or just to gain like 1 level or 2 to change his agility values. I'm not sure here. But CPU on the moon is not a short fight, so...
And this fight has just gotten nastier because Young took out the attacker while the defender was already down. We could see a power overwhelming attempt here where we just try to Zerg it down before we cast Global 199, but here it comes.
Yeah, and you know, as pointed out, yeah, poor, very unfortunate. But the thing here is that Mooney has like very good HP values for Threemus, so it's all going to be in the agility now. Oh, just basically needs to make sure that there's always time to get a Cure 4 off in between big bangs.
Yeah, and that's going to be difficult with the Cecil as currently equipped, because I don't think we have a Dwarf Axe, so we can't bring him down to 28 nicely. There goes another attacker. We're going to have Global 199 again. Berserk is really a double-edged sword in this kind of fight.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the only easy way that Mooney has right now, there's no heals in the inventory, so can heal the Berserk off, or just wait for Globe 199 to kill his Berserker. But actually, I'm pretty sure he... did he Avenger that Cecil, or Bacchus?
Let's take a closer look at the attack animation. I think that was a Holy Sword, not an Avenger, so we might be able to drop a Unicorn Horn or something to remove the Berserk status, or just let Cecil fall over and bring him back up.
And at this point, if Cecil is going to be your agility anchor anyways, thanks to the vanilla agility flag, I would be wanting to put him in the middle for maximum hits.
And we're through. We didn't get everybody experience, but 145,000 XP is nothing to cough at.
A Wild Earth Crystal appears. That's not going to be checked, but, you know.
We have a pass. We could go check if we wanted to, but I don't think that's the right play. I think we want to stabilize our agility values and go deal with Maskmas.
Yeah, chat's wondering if there's any characters left over to become a new anchor. I think Mooney is probably thinking, I've invested in the Cecil, I have an Excalibur, I don't want to get rid of him. And that could be frustrating because an over-leveled Cecil will definitely make your Threemus fight pretty tough. Until you get, if you level like enough to get then into the 50s.
And we see some gold dragons coming out to play. So Mooney is definitely set on the grind. Looks like aiming for power overwhelming strategies.
Yeah, but I think Mooney only had this one Siren left, unless he's got another stack hiding somewhere.
These dragons don't like being woken up from their whatever they were doing beforehand. Those blitzes are hurting.
Now, we do have a curse ring. Mooney did find the same curse ring that Y2Sky did. I'm not sure, I haven't seen the status screen in a bit to know the exact values, if it would actually help or not, but it is a tool that's there.
I wonder if we're about to go see the Crystal Sword altar.
This is... Definitely we'll have to ask about this, because you can see that Mooney is wanting more levels, but Mooney has the pass, so going back to Earth to get those levels doesn't seem like it would be that much of a time sink versus what he's doing. Especially not knowing which bosses are going to be here, because he doesn't have that knowledge.
Well, this should be a pretty quick fight with a Holy Sword Cecil. Yeah, we've got quad 9s coming down, and Kane with the Holy Spear should do similar.
Yeah, we can see Cecil and Kane here, almost enough levels to survive multiple Big Bangs if they get lucky with the amount of rolls.
And we see Porum being moved into the middle slot. If we had agility agnostic set, that'd be fine, but that Cecil is still going to be dictating the pace of the battle.
I do believe we're going to see Mooney try again for Threemus now. That's the only reason to save here.
Yeah, and I hope he is able to get it. Descending into the lunar core as opposed to flying back to Earth and taking the pass route.
This is a little bit faster than going all the way back to Earth, as long as you don't wipe.
Yeah, exactly. It all comes down to how confident you feel, I suppose.
Unless you're like me and can never figure out the staircases on these screens, no matter how many times you do it.
Oh, yeah. The third screen is the most awkward one, but at the same time, if you have the push B to jump flag turned on, it is just hit B 4 times and you're at the next staircase.
Even Porum above 2000 HP, that's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, depending on what she's wearing, she could definitely survive an unearthed Big Bang.
Oh, and only one Bacchus left too. That's That's alright. Forum is alive to get that Berserk on Cecil.
Yep, and you can Avenger glitch Kane if you want to.
It is a little unfortunate that Kane is in the back row because, of course, Kane is one of the harder characters to back row glitch because he only has one item can do it for him. But
right,
and I
Kane
don't
doesn't know how to
believe we
use
saw
those, so it's got to be that Dwarf Axe.
the sick hits are definitely there from Cecil though. So as long as we can get some Cure 4s off in between, should be what is needed.
Yeah, Cecil and Rosa can take care of Threemus by themselves if it comes down to it. But we see a Life 2 come out for that Forum. Rosa's not in great health for that upcoming Big Bang.
Yeah, unless you're absolutely sure that you have great agility and you're going to get 2 turns, you really need to prioritize getting your party back up. But we see a reset there. I think that's just going to be chalked up as a misplay. Mooney definitely has the tools here, and will definitely get through this after, once he knows what he needs to prioritize there.
Yeah, I worry about that Forum in the middle. I wonder if there's been some confusion about the agility flags in this route. But while we're running back down to Threemus, let's go over tomorrow's races again, because we've got 4 of them, and they look like they're going to be pretty hype. And starting at noon Eastern Time, we've got It's a Starman, the winner of the Hummingway Open last year, versus Microcorks.
That's right, and then at that one is on the Free Enterprise channel. Then later, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the RPG Limit Break channel, we have Dusty Griff versus Classy Badger.
And then back again on Free Enterprise at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Osgridwin versus Bacon Pie.
And then again on the Randomania Network at 10 p.m., we have Zilch versus Aegis. And I mean, I gotta say, I'm a little biased because I am working behind the scenes for the Dusty Griff versus Classy Badger match, but which of those are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I guess of the ones I'm able to watch, it's going to be the 9 p.m. or the 10 p.m., but I'm going to be pretty busy with the 10 p.m. since I'm on comms again. I might try to catch some of the noon race as well, since that'll be 9 in the morning my time, and nice way to start the workday. Watch Free Enterprise instead.
It's times like this when I really wish I was quicker at the meme generation. I'm sure there's a meme there that I could make.
Disregard work, enjoy Free Enterprise.
Exactly that.
And we see some slow spells come out. Might be that we don't have any Silk Webs, but at least we'll have the first Big Bang nerfed.
And good, the counter new target is Forum, which is good because Forum's probably going to die with any Big Bang anyways.
Oh, she almost made it. Only exceeded her points by like 60 or 70.
And that's the difference. If you can nerf him, nerf him. And with the fact that that first one was nerfed this time, Mooney able to get Porum back up and will be really ratcheting on the damage.
Yeah, this is looking much smoother than the last couple attempts.
You know, and I think you're right about the agility anchoring on Mooney's side, because otherwise he really has no reason to not switch it around and have the 3 physical attackers in the front able to deal the maximum amount of damage.
Yeah, because right now we're kind of just throwing away that nice 25% accuracy boost from being in the middle. And was that a Moonveil I saw getting thrown out there?
That absolutely was.
Maybe feeling confident enough to try and throw some Reflect strats in there as well, but I think that gets dispelled by Black Hole, unfortunately.
Yeah, at least the Reflect portion of it does, and Threemus does never attacks you physically, so the other portion of it is not useful.
Yeah, and Rosa setting up again. We'll probably see some holy spells starting to come out.
Yeah, you have an extra white mage who happens to be alive still, so may as well throw some extra damage out, although it does make it a little tough, seeing as how Rosa is the main healer here. It's going to be harder for her to catch her own Cure 4s.
She should survive this big bang, but she'll need an item heal to top up for sure before the next one.
I mean, I will say, not too shabby damage on those white spells. It just goes to show what a nicely leveled caster party can do for you if you have to use them this way.
It especially helps that Threemus is weak to the Holy Element. Part of what makes Cecil so amazingly overpowered in this fight.
Well, he didn't hike up that mountain to become a paladin to not be effective against the final boss, right?
No, I just felt like going for a hike. You know, Dark Sword, take it or leave it. And it looks like we've made it into phase 2 with that free nuke coming out.
Not too shabby, and Mooney's also taking no chances and gets a Cure 2 on Siso as well, just to make sure he's above 3,000 health.
Oh, and we've got rocks falling. Is Mooney gonna clinch this? And there it is, GG to Mooney.
Looks like we're seeing if we can get Mooney in here for an interview. That time, 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 28 seconds.
And while we're waiting to see if we're going to get that interview, don't forget to follow our runners. Don't forget to follow our restream team, all the people who make these awesome games possible. And looks like Mooney is declining to do an interview. That's totally okay. Congrats again on your win, Mooney, and look forward to facing you in the hook route.
Oh, that's right. You are now competitors.
Yes, we are rivals now, and we will see if we end up paired up together, or if we find ourselves in one of the group races to try and make it into the table stage, or if our paths just don't collide.
Well, thanks again for joining us, y'all. I'm Ellen Motas. I was here with Pixel Tamer, my co-commentator. Pidge01 was doing the tracking, and Groundflyer was doing the restream. We're trying to find out where to send you. There's just so much free enterprise going on right now. But rest assured, we will be sending you somewhere. So stick around here and, keep watching.
And again, GG's to these 2 newer members of our community who are doing a great job diving into the competition and showing that they have what it takes.
Okay, it appears as though we're going to be sending you over to Randomadia Prime. They're doing some Final Fantasy 1 randomizer, so for more randomizer action, stick around.
And if Dragon Warrior is more your taste, RPG Limit Break also has some Dragon Warrior randomizer going on right now. So your choice of classic RPG randomizer for the rest of the evening.
Cool. Awesome job, everybody.
Yeah, that was fun. Sorry for occasionally talking over you.
Oh, it happens.
Y'all did great.
Well, thanks, Pidge. So did you.
Thanks. There were a couple times where I marked off an objective as complete that wasn't because I had to get up and get a drink, and I came back and I saw he was out on the battle, so I was like, oh, he must have